Hey, it's random pop culture news for Kira K. Man, bring you guys a wrestler Notros and Notros for his channel. On my Twitter, Instagram, and all the other stuff like Odyssey, Reddit, Twitter, all the good stuff, just in case the channel gets shut down. And of course, all my links to you and all that stuff. Description box down below, just in case any bad happens, this channel gets shut down, terminated. Anyways, I know this came out 2.5 days ago. I was originally going to talk about this one. Granted, I said I wasn't going to talk about a lot of video game industry stuff anymore, about the cyber makers of Cyberpunk 2077. See Project Res getting sued. Freaking like $1 million plus. I don't know from who, but I don't know. That sounds really fucking wild. But then again, I don't do video game industry news stuff anymore. It's extremely rare if I do, but those felt like those are one of the big ones there. But anyways, hopefully there's another big one just like that in another few days or weeks from now. This comes from new Joker comic, seen as the Clown Prince getting pregnant sparks outrage. This comes from West Observer. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. There was another one that we got this cover Cinema Blend, but those always go way more too slow on my computer. Hopefully this one doesn't go as slow, but without further ado, let's get it started. Let's go now. So, it says the Joker gets pregnant is a new comic series that just rolled out and expected to draw some outrage and backlash amongst a certain demographic. Can you guess who? The latest, hopefully I'm reading this right, the latest story about the Clown Prince of Darkness comes from the DC's, quote, The Man Who Stopped Laughing series, which explores different plots and subplots for the Joker, and some aren't even canonical, including this one about him growing a baby bump. This one's still pretty wild as heck, honestly. I have no idea why this shit was even happening, but so the Joker's pregnant, current DC Comics, Sir Dodge of the Coin, Doge of the Coin. That's what they said about it, but yeah, links down below if you want to check those out. It dropped just a few days ago, and people immediately noticed that the writer Matthew Rosenberg and cartoonist Carmine, hopefully I'm saying the second one right, the Gaian Denomacchio, concocted a tale about Joker wanting an heir, but one that was of his DNA. So he starts to pursue female super wizard Wizardess Zatanna. Of course, she wants nothing to do with Joker. And on complete side note, I feel like that chick, there's a tiny one, she's like way underrated as fuck, man. Honestly, I thought she was a real badass freaking chick when I saw her back in the older like Injustice games on the Xbox 360, PS3 era, at that time, the Wii era. Like really badass freaking villain for Batman. I don't know why she doesn't get that much credit. Like maybe the next future Batman movie, like she might end up fighting him eventually. I feel like she's a way super underrated character. But let's move on. Tidbit aside, so it says of course she wants nothing to do with the Joker, so she casts a spell on him that guarantees no one else will ever bear his offspring, but it backfires, making it so that Joker gives birth by all of himself via vomiting. As a reward, readers eventually find out. Along the way, Comister depicts him with a huge belly and checked on genealogically. I don't know where the hell they're going. These comic book writers are going with this, but let's continue forward. Yeah, so it says, in the end, the Joker's baby is mutated a version of himself. The baby is a mutated version of himself, and then they were both born anonymously with one another. That's about to change, and there's an entry, yet it causes a lot of feathers to be ruffled in conservative circles per usual. Oh, yes, I don't know. Then it gets into the whole demographic politics and all that. You already know how I'm really not in that shit. Anyways, I changed the music a little bit because that one sounds better than the freaking music version of Joker. Some of the Twitters are accusing the DC Comics trying to push LGBT plus friendly narratives onto their bases when they're saying they're going on for a while. Says that they've been going on for a while. That's what I meant to say. So decisions like making Robin and Superman gay and some of the newer comics, others of course, saw that as progress. There's a picture you want to look it up on the internet. I got them right here. But also goes on to say, by the way, word trans is never mentioned in this latest version, but that doesn't seem to have clicked with this crowd. They have seen what they wanted to see, and they see trans Joker. Get those forehead veins throbbing. And the original source, I know it's TMZ that did that, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, overall thoughts, views, and opinions, I don't know. Honestly, it's just really not even surprising or crazy or unexpected anymore, especially in this day and age. A lot of that shit's like a lot more acceptable now than it was, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. It's probably way, especially if you live out here in the United States, and maybe Canada too. I don't know. Way extra unacceptable back then. I even remember as a '90s kid, early 2000s kid. A lot of the crazy shit that was going on in the country. Like you saw if you grew up in the '90s like I did. Like even though granted I wasn't allowed to watch any of the stuff like when more shows going on or Jerry Springer because I was living in a kind of Christian conservative household. Granted, not gonna get too deep or personal, you guys, but I'm on my mom's side. Like she actually grew up Catholic before she was Christian. And I kind of wish she would have stood Catholic because I would have been able to get away with watching a lot more extra fucked up, dirty shit in the internet or shit on TV at the time. Because this is when the internet was probably a lot more of a baby freaking fetus at that time, bro. So not really surprised that they're gonna be doing all this or switching all this other stuff up now than it was way back in the day. When back then it was a lot more unacceptable, even though just starting a lot more at that time. I don't know. I was way too little to remember any of that shit, anyways. But I was like, I don't know. They didn't have any of this other stuff. Like, I'm not gonna bash too much of this stuff when it comes to like stuff like the drag queen, like story time hour or whatever, and all the other stuff. You know, it is what it is with that. Luckily for me, I don't have children. But if I did, there's no fucking way in hell we'll let them go into public school. There's no God's green beautiful earth. There's no way. I won't ever let my children go into fucking like public school. And if I had kids of my own and stuff like that, and I had a wife and kids myself, there's no way. It would be a huge hell no. Because I heard a few of them, and I'm not trying to make accusations. I gotta be careful how I say this shit on YouTube, because you know how it is when it comes to YouTube. Some of them I actually heard there were a lot of pedos. Not a lot of them, but a couple of them are like pedophiles and child, you know what, very real bad people. And obviously, if any of you guys are parents out there, you probably won't want to let your kids go around them either. But if any of you like you don't give a rat's butt, and if they try to like touch your kids in a messed up, fucked up, inappropriate way, hey. Let's say the other people try to blame me. This is not me being old and Republican, conservative, like Christian sort of side either. I don't give a rat's ass about any of that shit. My personal opinion, like, hey, you guys, like, personally, because granted, I was raised in a church religion, like, you had to speak in tongues and you had to do this weird stuff and just shake all over the place like you were fucking demon possessed. I never got that shit. Because when I was still going to church as a '90s kid, I'm not trying to get too much of a tangent around, but kind of, you guys can leave now if you want. That's all I can say about the Joker thing. I don't care what the fuck they do with them. And hopefully they don't fuck him up in the movie though, in the Joaquin Phoenix version. Like I said in the older video, I really hope they don't do that. And that's it. But yeah, as far as that goes, I remember shit, bro. Holy fucking hell, bro. Those times, man. They kind of like scared the crap out of me. It's like, why the heck are they running all over? This is somebody that grew up in like, as far as going to like, no offense to anyone, I was going to like a little bit of a Caucasian, more white church. Like I was growing up in like a Hispanic Puerto Rican church at the time. And like, holy crap, so I didn't understand half the shit they were saying because I was barely learning Spanish at that time. Holy hell, man. These people were way strict on, you had to wear these clothes from the 50s and 60s. You got to do this and you got to do that. From all the stuff I could gather, it just never made no fucking sense to me, man, honestly. Back in the day, it's just so weird. Like, back then, they were a lot more strict on certain things, too. I didn't want any of that stuff LGBTQ plus community. They weren't as bad as like with other things like Westboro Baptist or any of that crazy shit. A lot of this stuff in the '90s was just a wilder time at that time. I guess probably the '80s too, but I didn't know that because it didn't exist until way later. But anyways, yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. I'm out of here. Links to description box down below. Cards on the side. Whatever DC does with their fucking characters, I really don't give a rat's ass. I don't care if it's agenda pushing and want to satisfy anyone in the LGBTQ plus community. I don't care. Not causing no harm to anybody. That's all good. But maybe on a spiritual level, unfortunately, they might be causing a little bit of fucking harm. But it is what it is on there. That's it. So I'm done here. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros, rambles, fangirls, tacos, and what. Oh, and I didn't get to talk about the whole Logan Paul thing. Yeah, that one I'm not really going to touch on. It's the whole cryptocurrency microtransaction. My personal opinion, I think he's a piece of shit. He's still a piece of garbage. I don't really care about Logan or Jake Paul. Like I said before a couple weeks ago. Yeah, no, that's it. Hey, boys and fangirls, we'll talk to you more. I'll see you guys today. Good night, wherever universe out there. Stay tuned for your channel, including video game industry news, and manga news, Twitch, drama news. Or actually, no, not video game industry news. It's just anime manga news. And of course, some random crazy ass culture celebrity news, and of course, randomly Elon Musk news and reaction views segment videos 3 or 4 times a month. That's it. Take it easy. Peace out on the star card. Late bye. See you on the flip side. Don't take the pokes or any of the black goo or any of the freaking microbots or any of the freaking hydrogels, any of that evil shit that I got in those pokes. Later. Peace.